Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Happy Flosser. I am so glad you're here today. And I want to start by saying something you may not have heard enough this week. You did it. You made it through final exams. You made it through competencies. You made it through late nights, the early mornings, the stress, the self-doubt, lots of caffeine, the tears, the laughter, the I can't do this moments and the wait, I actually can do this moments. Right now, I just want you to say, I want to say to you, you are standing in this really strange space between the space after the storm before the celebration, right? The space where your body is still buzzing from the stress, but your brain is trying to understand that the semester is finally over, especially if you are a senior and you're about to graduate. Today's episode, guys, is all about recovery, reflection, and gentle preparation for what is coming next. Pinning, graduation, and stepping into the workforce as a brand new dental hygienist. So take a breath, let your shoulders drop, right? You are safe here. I have been on your journey with you the whole entire time, and I intend to continue to be on your journey with you as you cross that gap from student to clinician. So I got to tell you, the finals crash is real. So what you're feeling is normal. So let's talk about what happens after final exams, because this part doesn't get talked about enough. When you've been in survival mode for weeks, months, however long it's been for you, your nervous system doesn't just switch off because the last exam ended. Your body has been running on adrenaline, cortisol, and really pure grit and determination. And when the stressors finally end, your system kind of crashes a little bit. You may feel, if you actually pause for a second to articulate how you're feeling, you might feel a little foggy, numb, exhausted, a little emotional, and maybe weirdly anxious for no particular reason, or like you're not busy and like you should be doing something, but now you don't have anything else to do. Even though there's nothing left to do, you still feel like you should be doing something. So I just want you to know that that's not a sign that something is wrong at all. This is your body saying, okay, now I can finally feel everything that I've been holding. And emotionally, you might be surprised by what's coming up. Ready? Relief. Yes. But also a little bit of sadness because it's over, a little fear of what might be next, some pride of what you've accomplished, some confusion on what the next steps actually look like and how to navigate them, and even a little bit of grief because it's an ending. Because you're not just finishing a semester, you're actually closing a chapter on your identity of all the things you've been working so hard for, and it's been your primary focus for a number of years. For some of you, this has been a 4 or 5+ year journey. So it is okay to sit back and have a little grief over the fact that you're finished. Even though you are going to be celebrating, you can have those mixed emotions, and that's okay. Because you're stepping out of student mode and you're transitioning into, it's a transition that's really big. There's a big gap there. It's really normal to feel unsteady. It's normal to feel unsure. And sometimes it's normal to feel like you're floating. I just want you to know you're not alone in this. Actually, my good friend Kim Augustus has Bloom RDH. If you don't know who she is, shout out to Kim. She's an expert in helping students take that next step from right here where you are to clinician where you need to be. So I just want you to know there's a lot of people on the sidelines here rooting for you as you are finishing up. So here's a good question for you. What are you going to do the week between like you finished your finals and then pinning and graduation? Like that little space, because there's a space between when you finish all of your assignments and your requirements and your projects and your finals and waiting for your board exams. You don't have your license yet. Oh my gosh, what are you going to do? Let's shift into what your mind and body actually need right now. I call this the 4 R's of post-final recovery. Rest, real rest. You'd be surprised. You literally could sleep for hours every day just to catch up on some well-deserved rest. It lets your brain and your body recalibrate, and give yourself permission to do this, guys. Give yourself permission to do nothing because you have earned it. I want you to rehydrate. Hydration, nutrition, movement, the basics that go neglected during finals. Your body also needs replenishment. Reorganize. So now you've got a full life overhaul that you got to do. Just gentle resets on like things like washing your scrubs, cleaning out your backpack, organizing your notes. Reset your physical space of wherever you've been doing all the crash and burn homework. This really helps your brain shift out of the chaos mode. And guys, I do this at the end of every semester because I know I've put some, like time-lapse reels on Instagram and TikTok to share like what my desk looks like at the end of the semester. And I'm like, okay, don't judge me because when I'm done, I'm going to be reorganized and I'm going to be replenished and feel better. I want you to do the very same thing. Here's the other R I want you to do. Reconnect with the people you love, right? You have neglected them while you've been in school just because of the time factor. So reconnect with them. Reconnect with joy. Reconnect with joy. Like if you were to write down 5 things that bring you joy, have you been doing any of those 5 things, quite honestly? The answer is probably no. And then reconnect with yourself. You've kind of been in like tunnel vision. So now that you're done, you get to widen your view again. Give yourself like 48 hours of guilt-free recovery. Like, do not judge yourself. Don't try to be productive. No pressure, no productivity, just restoration. That's what you really need. This is a really good time to do it. Okay, so how do you prepare for pinning and graduation? Let's talk about the milestone ahead here, guys. So pinning is not just a ceremony. It is a rite of passage for a dental hygiene student. It is the moment that you honor the version of yourself who started on this journey, the one who was scared, the one who was excited, the one who was full of self-doubt, the one who was unsure, the one who was hopeful, the one who knew that there was a journey ahead and that they had been honored to take it, but they weren't sure what it looked like, they weren't sure where it would lead, or if they could walk it. When you walk across that stage, you are carrying every patient you cared for, every skill you learned, every challenge you overcame. So here's how you plan to be present for that moment, because pinning is a really big deal. Way to slow down when you're at pinning and you're going to get that pin. Look around the room. Notice the faces of your classmates, the people who survived this with you, that supported you the whole time. Notice your faculty, the ones who pushed you, who supported you, who also challenged you. Notice your friends and family, the ones who believed in you, even when maybe you didn't believe in yourself. And if you have complicated feelings, that's okay. You can be proud and scared at the same time. You can be excited and grieving at the same time. You can be ready and not ready at the very same time. I want you to think of the ceremony of your pinning as a moment of honoring your growth, of honoring your journey. It's not a performance of perfection, guys. It's literally a moment to honor all of the imperfections that make you who you are, that got you where you're standing right in that moment. Just take a moment, and nobody has to know that you're taking this moment, and notice everything. Take it all in, because this is your pinning. This is your moment. Okay, now let's talk about the transition into practice. This is where it gets really scary. Here's the truth. Every single solitary new dental hygienist who gets their board results, who gets the pin, who walks across the stage, who becomes a hygienist, feels unprepared. Every single one of them, including myself. But unprepared does not mean unqualified. It means you're human. It means that you're transitioning from a very controlled, structured learning environment into the real world. And guys, practice, it takes some time. It takes some time. Here's what I want you to remember. You definitely, 100% know more than you think you do. You have clinical judgment. That is huge. You know how to learn things quickly because you've been tasked with doing that. You also know how to care for people. You know how to care for patients. You know how to communicate with your team. You know how to communicate with the faculty. So your communication skills are there. And a really strong trait that will carry you far is that you know how to adapt. These are the skills that matter the most to you in your very first year. I am telling you, these are the skills you really need. A willingness to learn, to show up, to hold the bar where you were taught to hold it, and care for your patients. Think about the hygienist that you want to become and take the action steps that turn into that. If you think about who you are today, you are a sum of every decision you made to this moment. Where you're standing right now is because of every decision you made before right now. And it's no different as you go into the field of dental hygiene. Every decision you make when you care for your patients determines the type of hygienist that you are going to become as you get out there. So what are you going to look for in your job? I'll give you a couple of pointers. The most important thing, I think, will foster the growth and learning and development of you as a new RDH. A supportive team, reasonable expectations, both from you and from your employer, right? Sometimes we put really unrealistic expectations on ourselves. So just throwing that out there for you. Time to learn. Your first job, you should share with your boss that you need time to learn how to become the hygienist that you are looking to become. You also want to look for a culture of respect. There has to be good set boundaries in the practice that you work in, and clear expectations and respect for one another. That is huge. And some practices do this really well, I will say. A willingness to mentor you. I have worked with some amazing dentists who are just natural born teachers, and they can really foster good growth patterns of you as an early clinician. So those are the things I want you to look for. Some of the things I want you to just avoid are things where you've got a boss who's rushing you or ignoring your questions, or they're not practicing safe infection control protocols, or there's toxic passive aggressive communication, or you've got a front office staff who's treating you like they're the provider and you're just supposed to do what you're told. So unrealistic schedules. You guys, you deserve a workplace that values you. I don't want to get into the red flags because there's a long list, but I don't want you to go into a place that burns you out before you even begin. Okay, so those are important things that you should hold dear and value for yourself. Do not undervalue who you are and what you bring, because even as a new clinician, you bring so much value to a practice as a new hygienist. I just want you to know that. So before I wrap this up, I want to guide you through a simple reflection ritual because you are not going to be required to do self-reflection anymore. You no longer have that as one of your assignments for your clinicals, right? So I want you to have a reflection ritual that you do that is going to help you transition, okay, from student to clinician. So if you can, as a little ritual, put your feet flat on the floor, take a slow breath in and a slow breath out, and ask yourself, what am I proud of from this semester? What did I survive that I didn't think I could? What do I want to carry into my professional life that I developed in school? And what am I ready to release? Let whatever comes up be enough. You do not need perfect answers. You just need honesty for who you are and where you are right now. As you move into this next chapter of your professional life, I want you to remember this. You are stepping into a profession that needs your compassion, your voice, your perspective, but most importantly, your heart. You have done something extraordinary. You have earned your rest. You have earned your celebration, and you are absolutely 100% capable of becoming the hygienist that you have dreamed of being. I am proud of you, and I am cheering for you every step of the way. If this episode supported you, share it with a classmate who might need the same reminder. And if you want more tools, planners, or resources for this transition, you can always find them on my Happy Flosser Etsy store. Guys, this is what I want to tell you. If you know someone who's just received their acceptance letter or just got into dental hygiene school, I developed a 6-series, limited series podcast for those students to help them at the beginning of their journey. The Happy Flosser podcast is designed to help students all the way through your journey through dental hygiene school and beyond. But this limited series dental hygiene student podcast is for the ones that just got their acceptance letter and they're just starting out. So if you can share that with your friends that you know that just got their acceptance letter, I would really appreciate it. You know how much I love to connect with students. Guys, enjoy this moment. Take care of yourselves this week. You have earned it.